Good morning, my powerful MBP family. Good morning. So guess what, guys? I was late for work this morning, right? Late for work this morning because I got up, my alarm went off, right? And even though in my head, I said, I want to make fritters today. I just wanted some fritters. And I thought about it. I said, there's saltfish in the fridge. There's flour in the container. Wasn't sure if I had curry, but I found out after the fact that I didn't have any curry. There's onion. I know there's onion out there. So I'm going to get up and make. But why did I get up and wait till minutes, 6:45 to go to the kitchen to make my fritters? But I made them, guys. I boiled out the fish and I had to wait. It took time. And what I did, I cut it up small and put it and let it boil like that instead of cooking it up big and whole. And then I made my fritters. So I had fritters for lunch. Actually, I had one for breakfast when I came in with my tea. I have my thermos. You know, my thermos. My thermos. And I had one, and then I'm having this one for lunch. So good. It's very good. So, but anyhow, I just wanted to come on here and say good morning to everybody. And then in my head, I just needed to, and don't, let me tell you guys, when I come on here and I speak, and all of it is not my experiences. All of my topics is not about me, but it's about how you observe around you and you see how things work. And one of the things that really was etching in my mind this morning as I showered, I thought about us as Black people and how we treat one another. I thought about us and I said, this light again, right? I'm not turning it back on. I'm just going to talk to you because there's enough light coming in here. Right? I think I said so many times I have Black people who try to do a business. And yes, sometimes they're shabby because a lot of parents, we don't teach our children about money management. We don't teach them about satisfying. We don't have to go overboard. We can, less is more. We don't teach them that when they get older and they get into relationships, it's best if they stick to one person and build with that person. Learn how to be humble. Learn how to be forgiving and learn how to be respectful and kind. Because those qualities hopefully will hold the family together. A lot of people, women might run away from their good relationship because the man cannot perform anymore in bed. But it's a process. That's how life is. It's not, no matter where you go and which man you find, eventually things are going to change because that's how life is. Women, you can go on and on, but men, there's a lifespan. There's a time. Because the things that we take for pleasure should not have been for pleasure. It was supposed to be for reproduction, to multiply. But we take it for pleasure. We take it, and many have lost their lives because this one can't perform anymore, and this one gone cheat, and people not honest, and instead of growing with communication and companionship. Those are the better qualities, And so we see how people, because we don't teach our children these qualities, we just have them grow and let them think that these things are forever. No, life changes. And as it changes, we have to change with it. And don't hate people now because of what they're not able to do physically. They don't need to go find Viagra and find all these things busting up their hearts because there's so much pleasure in friendships and just holding of the hand, just looking in the eyes, just giving a joke. If you have a partner who is humorous, you feed off that and let the warmth grow because laughter is good. And you get up every day and you don't look at deficiencies, you look at the powers that you have. So I thought about it, and because of the things that we did not instill our young children, they grow up and they don't know how to manage certain things. And yet they'll have a business and we'll pass their business, we'll look down on it, we cut our eye, and we go down and we support the Chinese, we support the white people, and we leave our people to fall by the wayside. And the same thing is true as I look at even on YouTube. I look at many of us who will get up and we get so much pleasure from watching what other people put out there. But then our own people put something out and we criticize it. We look at what people wearing, we look at how they talk, we look at their education value standards, and we put them down. We put them down. We can't afford to watch their videos or to comment on the video or to even, oh my God, to share the video. That is never gonna happen, right? We never share their videos. But quick, we get on there and we see other races put their little things out. And we quickly say, we send it out. We share them and we send it out and we ask people to share it. But we never share one of our own people who is trying. But we take up somebody else's who has thousands of views and we send it out and we help them to make more thousands. And so the reason I did that, I said I look at Bev Brown. I mean, as I said, I knew Bev Brown when I was much, much younger in Trelawney, there in Trelawney over there in Jamaica. I knew her. We went to church together. Her sister actually was that person. And I got in touch with her. My aunt passed away during COVID, and her sister connected on the Zoom services, and we all connected again. And she told me that Bev had a channel and what have you. And right away I went over and I was supporting Bev Brown, still supporting her. And one of the things that connects me to her, people, I remember somebody asked me, where did you know her from? And I didn't like that question really, because does it matter? And as I said, a lot of people might not like her content, and it's not that it's not good content, but guess what? A lot of people, they look at her grammar. They don't look at the fact that here's a young, not young, she's not young, but here's a person who is trying, who instead of out there putting out her hand and begging, she's doing something that she hopes will blossom and bloom into some good blessings later. They don't appreciate the fact that she'll get out there, she'll juice something, and it might not look like what you would have juiced, but juicing is juicing. And they would never share a video. They oh my God, and they look down on her in disdain. Because what? And I look at even for myself, and I have people who they talk about, oh, you know, because of my professional stance, I don't want to associate. No, but they take up other people's stuff and they will send it to you, and they expect you to support that. But they are afraid, because there are times when I put an S where I shouldn't have put an S. Sometimes you get carried away with the conversation, and it's only a sick-minded person who sits there to dissect what you're saying, instead of just listening and finding the blessing in what people are saying. They dissect what you're saying. But people out there that they share their things that are saying things worse than you say it, but they will pick it up and share it. And they feel good doing it. But you who are, they wouldn't help you to build your views. Thank God I'm looking at, there's some things that still need some little love, but I see that my channel, as Michael had rightly pronounced on this channel, that it will do well this year. And thank you, Michael, for believing in me and just uplifting and supporting me, Michael. I have to say thank you. Thank you, Ernestine, who never fails, who never falter, who never. Miss Ruby, who powerfully says, you three especially says, your channel will grow. Michael said, this is your year, Miss Bev. You're going to grow. And we see that. We're getting 80 views. Right? We're at 2,170 something. It's growing, right? That's growth. And the other things that I look at, I said, you look at pastors who, or the white ministers who, they will go out there and will say, because Bev Brown does a lot of scripture. A lot of scripture. Yeah, and her grammar is not the greatest. But I don't look at her grammar. I don't look at her. She's not dressing and makeup and all of this, and she's not. I look at her as an individual who is willing to do something. That's what I appreciate her for. The willingness to get up and to do. So I look at her and she will cut up and she quote a scripture and nobody shares her videos. They look at their thing. They don't watch it. They don't give it a thumbs up. You look at the view sometimes and you see her and you just shake your head. I go in there to leave a comment or to give a thumbs up to support her, and I just shake my head. Because the same things that she's saying, you look at a white man, right? And you look at them and they're saying the same thing. And they get millions of views. And we ourselves as black people, we support them. And we, oh my God. And they send it to your thing. And, oh, listen to what this guy said. But you wouldn't go to Bev Brown's channel and support her, who is saying the same thing. Why do we do these things? Why do we do it? Why is it so hard for us to support one another, whether we have status or not? A lot of us, we only look for status. And we ourselves are not even 1/10 or 100th. You know, a lot of people would not take us in our circles. But that's what we act like we have status, you know? And so we look down on others without... Let's look in the mirror often. Because a lot of time we are forgetting. Let's look into the mirror. Let's sometimes look at some things we have done and go back and review it and see if we were 100% with it. Because it just irks sometimes when you hear people putting other people down and they think that they are so better. And when you look at the big picture, a lot of people just scoff at them. So it's not venting, it's just saying it's the reality of what we're living, how we treat each other, you know, how we treat each other. We need to value each other more. We need to lift each other up more. Lift up, stop pushing down. Whether you want to lift up the white, the black, the pink, the blue, but lift up equally. Just lift. You know, just lift. And call it a day. Some people listen, you know what, just go forth, man, and just treat people. Just treat them with respect and kindness. That's all. Make it a great day by choice. You're powerful. You're beautiful. Embrace who you are. Just embrace who you are and be thankful for everything. Take care.